Anyways, after crashing out, it might sound awkward now after hearing the first 5 minutes of the actual episode, which I think we'll be able to salvage. But we're back to regular business on Pod on Lansdowne. That's Assassin's Creed Enjoyer, a.k.a. Jake. We're also joined by Rob Refsnyder, AL MVP, which we'll talk about in a moment, a.k.a. Liam. I'm Ryan Kalish. This is our second attempt of trying to record this edition of Pod on Lansdowne. For the OGs who are in the YouTube chat right now, Pod on Lansdowne on YouTube. We go live every Tuesday, or at least we try to go live, unless someone's fucking old laptop is a piece of shit. But luckily, they have a very loving wife who let them use their laptop, which might be the play going forward. Yeah, Seth Smiley goes, "Don't yell at Jake this time." I crashed out a little bit.
A little bit. I'd say a little bit.
A lot of it. Yeah, I'm not too proud to admit it. I crashed out. I was behind on a 45-second delay. And I completely crashed out in the first 15 or so minutes of actual ball talk. Probably sounded like dog shit. And as a matter of fact, I went back and listened to some of it. It did, in fact, sound like dog shit. So the real ones who are back watching us talk about the same stuff again, you are real, and we appreciate you for that. But on this edition of Pod on Lansdowne, of course, we will be getting into our 2025 MLB predictions, award winners, division winners, league winners, enjoyment winner, morale winners, teams with high morale, good vibes.
We're handing out the Vibes Award,
which we are trying to defend after this past year. Alex Cora famously said
back to back.
But speaking of good vibes, gentlemen, it's got to be good vibes when one of your top three prospects gets called up. One of those top three prospects, of course, is Christian Campbell, who is breaking camp with the opening day roster. Now, again, we already talked about this on the previous Cursed stream, so you've had some practice for this, Jake, to talk about these points. But it's exciting now that Christian Campbell's back. Not even back up. He is full on with the Boston Red Sox for the first time breaking camp. It makes me feel all warm and tingly inside that he's going to be the starting second baseman going into opening day.
Yeah, I said. It's been. I feel like the Joker in The Dark Knight when he says, I like. What's the line? I forget it now.
I told you. You nailed it on the first one.
Caught a dog. You wouldn't know what to do with it.
I'm like a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do if I caught one. That's how it feels with one of the big. It was the big three, and then it was the big four, and then it was the three again. That's how it feels now that one has finally made it. It's like we've waited. Marcelo Meyer was drafted in. Is the draft in July? Yeah.
Yeah. Right around the All-Star break.
Of 2021. So it's been 3.5 years of waiting on one of the big boys to make it to the big club, and here we are. And it's not the one we would have expected. Even
12 months ago, 6 months ago,
less than 6 months ago. Yeah, like it's. I mean, his rise is meteoric. But he's going to be there on opening day, standing at Globe Life Field, or maybe not. Maybe they don't give him opening day. We never know what AC's up to, but we'll see.
With his platoon,
AC's already playing matchups.
Yeah, his platooning and whatnot. Ooh, I'm so devious. Look at that.
Oh yeah, Eovaldi's on the hill. We gotta have Hamilton in the lineup. Need a lefty.
Good point. But Liam, and again, we had already mentioned this, so you have already had practice on this point. It already seems like, well, now with the benefit of hindsight, it seems like the plan from the get-go. In hindsight, yeah, I missed it this time too. With the benefit of hindsight, it seemed like this was the plan all along, had to have been, right? Because Campbell didn't set the world on fire during opening day, but gets the job anyways. So all this talk about who's playing where, who's going to start in Worcester, who's going to start in Boston, one of those answers already seemed to be, short of everything going disastrous, such as a certain podcast stream a couple moments ago, short of any of that, it was going to be Christian Campbell's job to lose behind closed doors, was it not?
Yeah, I know I'll give this spiel again after our first take. But no, it feels like the organization is finally being decisive when it comes to decisions at the major league level. Obviously with Campbell, we look at the spring now. It feels like since Truck Day, he was getting the second base job regardless of what Hamilton or Grissom showed down in Fort Myers. You look at the situation with Yoshida. You can argue, yes, he should just be on the opening day roster, but clearly they're somewhat trying to banish him to Worcester, at least to get him outfield reps. So think what you will about that. But no, I think, and I mentioned this in the first take as well. I read an article in The Athletic a couple days ago about Breslow and his offseason audit, and they made a lot of cuts to the front office. And the overall message behind that is what it was essentially what really matters at the end of the day now is what happens on the field at the major league level, which we haven't seen for the past 4 to 5 years. So to me, that's a breath of fresh air. We're being serious again. The hijinks are over. And this is the real full throttle.
Yeah, right. That you just, hey, you could say that FSG wasn't wrong. They were just early on full throttle. Never wrong, right. Just early. Pod on Lansdowne on YouTube. Join the live chat. A friend Bill said more podcast hosts should have China cabinets in the background. Absolutely agreed. We're a podcast of culture. What can we say, Bill? Fantasy big hat over the eyebrows guy. From one Liam to another.
Go all the way down.
And Christy, legend of the chat, mentioning 2 full, 2 throttle. That is true.
This is gonna be like The Godfather Part 2. The sequel's always better than the original.
I'm sick of full throttle. Who cares?
That's the old us.
It's the old us. Like that's what I was saying. You know what? I'm looking forward. Vibes. I'm looking forward. We're 40 hours away from the 2025 season. When you listen to this, it'll be only like 30 hours away.
I was gonna say 28 or something.
28, yeah. You know, and I'm done. I don't want to hear about fucking. I don't want to hear about Hein Bloom. I don't want to hear about Mookie Betts. They're all dead to me. All right. I want to hear about the big 3 and Garrett Crochet and Alex Bregman and
now was that a Jake DJ one, or did you just say and 5 times?
No, that one was just me.
He was buying time. He was buying time.
I was just trying to think of guys. I'm sick of every day. It's like everybody's talking about.
Oh, they're coming. They're coming.
Yeah, and we're here now. At least, some of them. One made it. Yeah, some could be.
I did say this to Jake when we were in the middle of. But we were between takes.
Between worlds.
While I was crashing the fuck out. That is true. I fully admit I was not my best self about 20 minutes ago. I was saying,
I don't know if it's just the hopium that I've been inhaling all spring, but I kind of just want Anthony and Meyer on the team on Thursday
already. I know.
Which for Meyer especially feels like it's pushing it, but he looks so comfortable all spring. He's looked so comfortable. No matter
he'll be up the second and infielder that Incasis gets. Any
I agree with that.
And then I don't know.
I do think at the very latest, like Memorial Day.
What are you even doing? Oh, Anthony. Yeah.
Yeah, but Meyer, I understand they want to see him healthy and on the field every day.
That swing he had in Monterey, though, Monday night. Oof.
I'll tell you what. We don't need to spend a ton of time on this, but the fact that they have not told Roman Anthony he's going to Worcester yet, I'm noticing. What does that mean? I'm noticing. What does that mean? Opening day is very soon. they have not told him. Very soon.
All jokes aside, if they haven't told him yet, like they would have told him if, hey, dude, you're
Woosok's
going to
media
Texas.
day is tomorrow afternoon, so if he's not there, as far as I'm concerned,
would they, Fitz? I feel like they're waiting until the last possible minute.
I feel like they would. Listen, far be it from me to run a baseball team.
No,
happened,
I guess
so
I don't know, but there's been a tweet about all the other guys, not him. So I don't know if they're not certain Wilyer is going to be ready.
Do you think they're saving it one more, it's a Nintendo Direct, and hey, one more thing?
Well, the way I've read it is if they think Wilyer needs more time in AAA or something, they'll just let Roman cook a little bit. I guess I don't know.
Roman roam.
Okay, I don't know.
We'll work on it. We
can work.
Yeah, that's not your best.
But it is.
No, we
jokes aside,
we gotta get in front of it. That's all.
Jokes aside, curious. It's a curious thing. He has not been told he's going to AAA yet.
What if it's like, this is the final test? You have to ask if you're being, like, you have to bring it up to the team. Like, and
It's kind of like Seinfeld. Like he'll just keep showing up. Like it does, and like when George, it's not exactly the same, but he'll just keep walking in, and if nobody tells him, "Hey man, you got to go to Worcester," he'll just be there in Texas. Why not?
why have I not been called up? Congratulations, that was the final test.
Yeah.
It's like that Family Guy bit with Peter. It's a dumb test. Jumps out. Yeah. And I mentioned it on the curse stream, but I'll mention it again. Obviously it's well and good to be excited about Christian Campbell getting the call. And we should consider ourselves lucky that he doesn't have to be the guy right away. Luckily, there are enough vets in the lineup where even if he does struggle a bit, he has enough leeway, enough leash to kind of work through the kinks, work through any of his growing pains that he might have. The team should definitely allow him to do that instead of, just yo-yoing him up and down. If he's going to be the second baseman, especially with all the drama at the positional stuff that happened a couple months ago, or, overblown drama, depending on who you ask, keep him at second. Short of it being a complete catastrophe, keep him at second, let him ride it out, stay the course, and let the boy cook in due time, even if he doesn't, hit the ground running like a Mike Trout right off the bat. Well, we got through that little conversation without any
so
technical
far, so
difficulties, right?
Yeah.
Now that you said it,
Yeah, now I start glitching, yeah.
the lights cut off in Fitz's house.
Yeah, and then the Hat Man appears. That's how these sort of things sort of go. Do we want to take a quick break, though?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's take a quick break, and when we return, our full slate of 2025 MLB predictions will begin. Will we shock you? Will we pick complete shock? Somewhere in between? Buddy, you'll have to tune in to find out. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hi, chat. Thank you for your patience. Much appreciated. Just looking through here. Just getting through. Getting my notes up with my predictions. How is chat doing? How are we doing, chat? I got a couple texts to read through here, but in the meantime, I can kind of see how chat's doing. Leo has no patience. That's okay. Marshall. Hi, Christy. Fucking Dynasty Fantasy Football chat just blowing up my text right now. I'll look through that later. Thank you for throwing the first attempt, Fitzy. Allowed me to get back from work to watch that. Hey, anything for you guys. Maybe this will be the setup full time. I'll negotiate a deal with my wife. You let me use your laptop once a week.
I think you'll be backed into a corner here, Fitz. I don't think you have a lot of leverage for the deal. It's a need.
Yeah. Gonna have to part with some.
He's a desperate man.
Yeah. Endless supply of taking Marshall out to pee at 4 a.m. I'm like, sucker, I'll do that anyways. Take the boy out to pee. No. All right, want to get back to it? Pick up Diggs, those 2-4. Hey, 3 years for Diggs, just enough time to make the rest of the locker room hate him. That's.
Oh, there's Mabel.
The broken first segment. Maybe the first. Hey, Mabel. Maybe the first segment I'll include is like in its entirety, unedited, as B-roll. If you really want to see how it sounded, like from when things went off the rail, maybe I'll include it as B-roll, as a true
Matt,
a true shout out to the
fans.
Chat. Hi, Mabel.
Personally enjoyed the broken first segment where Fitzy was slowly falling backwards in time.
Yeah, to each their own. Fenway, April 5th, be there or hey, I'm there for opening day though.
Same.
I will be there no matter what. I'm going with the fam though, so.
Yeah, you're too cool. You're too cool for me. And so.
All right, let's fucking do it. Let's do it, huh?
Right. Let's do it. Okay.
1 second.
Back at. No. Ready? 5 seconds. we have returned, and it is that time of year once again. Pod on Lansdowne's predictions for the 2025 baseball season. Jake, Fitz, and Liam, and Mabel, and Sophie in the corner. Hi, Sophie. But Mabel especially. I don't know, Liam, how he's going to be able to record with Mabel at that angle, but I guess we'll find out and see. We'll figure it out.
They'll make it work.
Yeah. I'm excited to hear Mabel's takes on the baseball year. And I'm sure Mabel's going to get everything right. But when us three, inevitably get something wrong, you can yell at us on Twitter. The show is at Pod on Lansdowne. I am at Fitzy Mopena. Jake is at Jake Wallinger. Liam is at Liam Fennessy _ Let's not beat around the bush any further, gentlemen. Let's get right into
All right.
it.
Mabel is not a Yankee fan, and actually she has her own jersey. You piece of shit in the chat. I'll fucking kill you. I'll kill you
heavens.
if you ever insinuate my dog is a Yankee fan ever again.
Threats of violence would usually be bleeped by Jake. I
our
will
beautiful
say
listeners.
it's a little
That is a step too far in the chat.
it's a little low to say a dog is a Yankees fan. I will say,
Thank
JK,
you.
okay,
Thank you.
We're
All right.
sending. Thank you for you're a bit you're very 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 big of you, very forward. we all miss what we say. Mafia on Lansdowne, as Matthew Rhodes said. So, anyways. MLB predictions, American League and National League. We're going to start, gentlemen, with our awards picks, and then from there we'll go into our division winners.
That.
Yeah, zig when everyone zags. Awards picks. Also, I asked each of you to give me a bold take. One bold take, not like too overly like sports talk radio spicy, but a bold enough of a take for both the American League and the National League. From there, we'll go into our division winners and our wild card birthed teams. I don't think that's the right terminology, but that's okay. And then from there, you could do the playoff breakdown however you want. I only did World Series matchups, but we can figure that out.
Oh, I
as we go.
didn't do that, but I can do that on the fly.
Did you at least pick a champion?
Sure didn't.
You were
I've got it
asked
all
to
for you, Fitz.
you were asked to do predictions for the season, and you didn't pick a champion.
I did just now. See how easy that
Okay,
was?
okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, you got it right before the buzzer.
Yeah.
You're gonna stick to that, or you're gonna use the rest of the episode to think about and change it? And craft it?
We'll find out. I don't know.
We'll find out together. So let's start in the junior circuit, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I also picked the LCS. So the two pennant series.
The
I
two
did
pennant
pick
winners.
Yeah, and who they'd beat. Yes, but let's start in the American League. Liam, what award do you want to start with? Rookie of the Year, Cy Young, or MVP?
Oh, you got to start with MVP, right? Sorry, Liam.
feel-
to step
I
on
feel
your
like
toes
you-
there.
I feel like we got to build. I feel we got to end.
Oh, you
on
build
it.
up? No, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, come on, tease a little.
So
Let's
Rookie
start
of the
with
Year?
Let's
Let's do Rookie of the Year. Liam, who's your AL Rookie of the Year?
This one's not going to be shocking, but it is not Christian Campbell, our opening day prospect. It will be Roman Anthony when he gets here. I don't know, by Easter. So I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think I'm breaking any ground taking any of the big three. But I think Roman, he's a 10-year vet in a 20-year-old's body, and he's only going to get better. He's only going to get more comfortable. Just let him play every day in Worcester for the next 3 or 4 weeks, and ultimately left field's going to open up for him. I don't know what happens with Yoshida, but Anthony,
Well, and Abreu.
I've seen enough. I've
I
seen
know.
enough.
There's more.
Oh,
to
Brave's
that.
not playing. Brave's not playing left though.
Well, it doesn't.
Jim
I
Bowden,
don't-
his 25 predictions on The Athletic.
I did see
he
that
predicted
they'll
that
flip him for Sandy.
Willier would be flipped in a deal for Sandy Alcantara.
Who else is in that deal?
A couple, I think
Like
Perales was
Franklin
in there.
Arias.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's
Yeah,
a
I mean, the
couple of
Marlins are run like a fucking second-rate org over there. I guess that wouldn't surprise me.
They're not run like a second.
No, yeah, I guess they just are
They
a
are.
second-rate org. Yeah,
It's not like you're not a part of Facebook. You aren't a part of Facebook. Check the
Fitz.
masthead.
I don't think that one. I don't think
Might
that
wanna
one's
check
very
again.
shocking. So, I mean, there's not much else to say. I don't have anything unique to say about Roman Anthony. Everything's been said. So,
Want me to
I
go?
rest my case. Take
Yeah,
it away.
Rookie of the Year, Jake.
Yeah, same. Not very exciting. This is a Red Sox show, lest we forget.
You gotta
point.
be homers a little bit. Gotta be homers.
Yeah. All right, Fitz.
So I'm trying to find that picture, just trying to make sure I don't fit in.
Who you got?
Looking for. Now listen, Roman Anthony absolutely has the facilities to do it. We know what kind of a hitter he can be. To me, it's a matter of when he gets called up. If it's by Easter, then Liam, I think he absolutely could. I just don't know if it's going to be, so I can only really go based off of what I know right now. And what I do know is that Cam Smith is going to be the opening day left fielder for the Houston Astros, and he has flown through that system, or I guess through the Cubs system and also part of the Astros. Ago. Yeah, exactly, right? And I mean, he was included in the Kyle Tucker trade. Right. I'm going to go with him. Starting right from opening day, he's going to get his ABs in that lineup, a new look, bit of a new look lineup there in Houston. They love him down there. They absolutely love him. And he's my pick for MVP. A couple other honorable mentions, obviously anyone with the big three, a couple other people that it could be around the American League. But, I mean, Jackson Jobe's been a very popular one if you want to
Jackson Jobe was somebody I thought of too, but no, that's too trendy. You gotta be different. I like that though, Fitz. That plays into something I have later. So
well, there you go. Cam Smith for Rookie of the Year for me. Liam, how about Cy Young? Who's taking home the Cy?
American League Cy Young. We were just speaking of the Astros, and I think this is a guy that weirdly flies under the radar still, but I think it's time he got his flowers this season. I'm taking Framber Valdez. Good for 28, 30 starts, 175, 200 innings. It's his age 31 season.
I think he's on a walk here too.
I don't know how many more seasons he's going to get a chance to do this, but the last 4 or 5 seasons have been great. Top of the end guy. He's finished top 10 in AL Cy Young the last 3 years. I think it's finally time he gets over the hump. This is also one where I'm trying to be different. I wasn't going to take Crochet or Cole Reagans. So tried to be a little outside the box, but Framber's a steady presence in that rotation. I don't think the Astros are going anywhere.
Fair enough. Now, just to remind folks, Jake, who did you pick last year for Cy Young? Do you want to remind everyone?
Oh, I don't need. What did I say? Pivetta?
I know exactly.
You said Nick Pivetta.
Yeah. We're having fun. We have fun.
We do a little trolling.
Well, here so this is fun. Liam, who did you just say you didn't want to pick?
I didn't want to take Crochet or Cole Reagans.
So if you'll see here on Jake's notes, we have Crochet and Reagans.
He's taking both? You're taking both of them?
No,
no, he's taking the new guy. It's a prospect in Tampa's organization. His name is Reagans Crochet.
So Crochet, I mean, I really do kind of think he's going to win the Cy Young, but I didn't want to be a homer and do 2 Red Sox picks in a row.
It'd be a boring episode if we just went.
Yeah, so Reagans is my other one, and I like Royals a lot this year. We'll get to that too. So that's kind of part of that as well. But Reagans is my pick, if not Crochet, I guess. Can I say both, or do I have to commit?
No, you got to pick one.
Crochet.
Shoot.
Fuck it. I don't care.
Be a homer. Crochet. Be a homer. You got to be a homer.
I was such a homer.
Well, that's funny because I'm going with Cole Reagans.
All right. Okay, I'm glad I went with
seriously.
That's
that was
perfect.
not like a bit like I last year I went with an American League Central lefty. This year I'm going with an American League Central lefty. Cole Reagans. I think people who are privy to the game know how good he is. Like really, in the trenches so much. I mean, it's not like it's a fucking hipster pitcher. You know what I mean? He's been quite good over the past year, but this is the year he really takes a step forward into that stardom where he really becomes, a notable name among the elite pitchers in baseball. I love his stuff. He's put $1 in the electric jar. He's electric. And I'm with you, Jake. I'm a little bit higher on a certain team in the American League Central that we can get into a little bit later.
Okay.
But yeah, give me Cole Reagans for AL Cy Young.
Fitz has been talking up Cole Reagans all winter.
Love me some Cole Reagans.
I know he was going that way.
It's also me with a little bit of hopium. He's on my dynasty team, but
there it is.
But genuinely,
he's got an agenda to push.
Listen, I didn't have School Bull last year. I picked him.
That's fair.
I like me some.
I wasn't
Cole
going
Reagans.
with another Seattle pitcher this year, and just they're never.
Yeah, I thought Gilbert. I considered Gilbert as my Voit His voice cracks there. Like Kermit. I considered Logan Gilbert for the American League Cy Young.
MLB insider Kermit.
George Kirby and Ryan Wu. What do you have for the American League MVP, Liam?
Okay. So, looking back at my predictions from the past 2 seasons, I took Trout, and I simply can't put that man.
Yeah, you can't put down the Trout Cup.
I simply can't play the Trout Renaissance card again this year. So I'm not going with the odds-on favorite, it seems, but I am going with another shortstop. I'm taking Gunnar Henderson from Baltimore. Win American League MVP.
Me and you both.
Oh,
Go with Gunnar.
I loved it.
Well,
I
I'm
think I
going
know
with
who to take, guys. I
another
think I know.
shortstop, and his name's Bobby Witt. That's what I'm going
Yep.
with.
Yeah,
Yep.
that
Bobby Witt
pick makes
Jr.
sense.
Bobby Witt, not to discredit his father.
His dad's
but
coming back?
Yeah, it's Bobby Witt Jr. And I guess we'll get into this more, but my pick is related to team success, and we'll talk about that when we do divisions.
How about that? Yeah, I mean, Bobby is it heads up. If I had to pick who I'd rather have on my team as the shortstop, Bobby or Gunnar, I'd probably go Bobby. And Gunnar is actually going to be starting from behind the 8 ball because he's going to be missing the first however many games of the year on the IL. I don't think it's anything major, but the Orioles will be without him. But in a year that, I mean, we talked about it with Jake and Jordan. It's a bit of a weird feeling going into Baltimore's 2025. They're going to need someone to step up. And I think Gunnar Henderson can take another step forward and entrench himself as a legit superstar in this game. He has the bat to do it. He had to have received MVP votes last year, right? I know it was Judge and Bobby, but he had to have.
Let me pull him up. I do truly believe he is going to be the $1 billion man if he stays healthy. Finished 4th in MVP.
So there you go, right? Still
God,
young.
He put up 9 WAR last year.
How many homers did he have?
37.
Yeah, 37 homers from
OPS plus
the
159.
left side of the infield. Absolutely. Give me that all day.
He's shortstop.
He's
Disgusting.
a monster. He's a monster. The namesake of his high school was also a monster, but a different type of monster, a worse type of monster. Don't look it up.
That was good.
But no, Gunnar Henderson for
good stuff
MVP.
there.
Bold take for the American League. What do you guys have? Liam, you start us off here. What's your bold
we're
take?
doing a bold take for each circuit?
I thought I said that. If yours is only about the National League, we can save it.
No. Mine was just like overall, but I mean, it does have to do with the American League. If you want me to just rip it now, I thought we were saving those for last.
No, do it now, Liam. Fitz said do it now, so do it now. Okay.
Okay. So I waffled a little bit. I went back and forth between these two players, but I think, and I'm going against my agenda that I don't believe Devers should be an everyday DH at 28 years old, but if he is, I believe he will lead the league in home runs and break Ortiz's franchise single season home run record.
Oh wow! I could totally see the latter. I don't think the former is likely.
That's fair.
Yeah. What is it? 54?
With Judge.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
You see him potentially leading league in homers, just not breaking Ortiz.
Nope. That's the reverse of what I said.
You see him breaking Ortiz, but not
Yes.
leading the league in homers.
Yes.
So you think that it's more likely that someone leads the league in homers with like 55 plus.
Correct. Thank you. Yeah.
That'd be absurd.
What did
Yeah, but
Ohtani
Judge
do last
Ohtani-
year? Yeah, Judge and Ohtani come
They
close
both
to
went
60
50
every.
plus. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, Devers has to hit 55, but he's never hit 40, which is troubling. But
Hey,
he's got it in him.
that's
Hey,
a
it's
bold
now or
prediction.
never. It's now or never.
So there you go.
There you go. There you have it.
I need my bold prediction.
Jake, do you have a specific AL and
Well,
NL?
I even my AL one. Like, I don't know how bold this is, but it's not nearly as bold as what Liam just said. But I believe the Houston Astros playoff run will end this year.
Considering a team that has been this entrenched in the playoff
Yeah.
picture, that's fairly bold, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's not bringing down the house, but that's my bold one.
Maybe not one that's going to bring down the house either, but I do feel this. I think in 2025 that the bottom is going to completely fall out from under the Toronto Blue Jays.
Ooh,
I think
interesting.
it's Jover. I think
It's
gonna
not
get
going
to
to be
the-
in the middle. It's not going to be in the middle. believe that.
I think it's going to get to the point where I mean, Vlad is. It would make sense to move off of Vlad if that happens, but they might still think in their heart of hearts they'd be able to keep him. Other than that, I think you see Bogon. I could see them move on from Chris Bassett. Absolutely. He's on the last year of a deal. Max, get him out of there. I think Chad Green's on the last year of his deal. I think they start to dream it all up again. I think it's the American League is wide open, but you can make compelling cases for all 5 of the teams in the American League East winning it. But so someone's going to have to eat shit in this division. And I think the Sox are going to be good. I think a couple other teams might be making the
All
playoffs.
right, well, let's do the AL East then. Let's talk.
I was going to save the division stuff.
Oh, I think we should do a league and then a league.
Okay.
No?
Okay, so then let's absolutely do that. All right, who's going to win the American?
Okay,
Who's
do
gonna
we
win
all
the
want to
American
do we all
League
want to
East?
say it together? Do you want to say it on the count of 3?
1, 2, 3. Not the
Red
Toronto
Sox.
Blue Jays.
Wow. Okay.
I think the
Liam.
Red Sox are going to win the American League.
Liam,
East, by the way.
you could take the boy out of Maryland, but you can't take the Maryland out of the boy.
I'm taking Baltimore, man. I still think
Wow.
that lineup's the best in the division. You get Felix back this year. As long as Grayson and Kyle Bradish can like tread water, I think they hit enough.
Okay, so let's
So
talk.
that's where I'm at.
Fitz,
Yeah.
you have the Sox as well?
I have the Sox, and I
right.
went back and forth. I was like, am I being too much of a homer? Am I taking too much of the hopium? But then on the flip side, like, am I not giving enough credit here? I think it's going to be a tight race. I think it's only going to be. I think the Sox, Baltimore, and yes, the Yankees, despite of all their issues that they have going into the year, I think they're only going to be within a couple of games of each other. The way I see it is, yeah, you could probably say that Baltimore at least has a comparable, if not better, depending on who you ask, offense. And yeah, the Yankees have some really good pieces in the back half of their pitching rotation. Getting Devin Williams, I don't think is no joke. But I think, especially with Cole's injury, and especially with the lack of investment into Baltimore's rotation, I think the Red Sox match up far better in that department for the most part than both of those teams, and I think they have enough horses on offense to hang with teams as well. They're more balanced. All that is a way to say that I think the Red Sox are way more balanced than the other two big dogs in the American League East. That's why I would give them the division.
So, okay, I have the Sox winning division, and I have basically a completely different view of almost every team in the division that Fitz does. And you, Liam. We'll get to the wild cards. I don't think the O's are going to make the playoffs. I don't.
Wow,
And
okay.
a friend of the show, Jake Miss, he said the same last week.
Yeah.
Which made me feel less ridiculous when looking over all of it. That rotation, I mean, I know it's like old hat to say it stinks. It fucking stinks, and like it's really bad. And then listen, I like the O's. Like I like to see them succeed, but I'm looking down that lineup. Like Gunner's amazing, and then it's a lot of solid guys. But lest we forget, Santander walked. Tyler O'Neill, God bless him, he was a fun Red Sox for half the time. He's not replacing that production. I mean, I guess you hope
they moved the wall in.
Yeah, they moved the wall in. I mean, obviously you hope that Holiday is better this year. It'll of course be better. I don't know how much you can bank on him. He's still a fucking pipsqueak. Like he's a child.
He could just turn it on like that.
He
though.
could. I know, but
these
I'm saying if you're like, he. I don't know. He's young. I don't know how much I'm banking on him. Adley was fucking awful the second half last year.
I also think he like. That
I don't know. I
could
mean,
be,
his
after the
track
foul
record
tip
is
on
not
on
like
the thumb,
Especially with
massive.
Basayo coming, like Adley's not going to play as much catcher.
Okay. All right.
Might be better for him.
Then
Yeah,
let's
but
go
that's
back.
what- that's
That
what I'm
rotation
thinking.
still sucks. And I don't think
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't trust that rotation whatsoever. Like
And
as
I
much as I
don't
like Eflin,
trust him
and
enough to
Rodriguez,
give him the division.
yeah.
But that's what I mean. guys, outside of Crochet, how many sure things do we have in our rotation?
More than that. I mean, how?
I don't know, man. It's a long.
I don't think
it's a long
that's
season.
not what we're talking
I
about.
could have flipped a coin and been like, all right, Baltimore has an elite closer. We have an elite starting pitcher. Like I
don't know. Everybody always guesses up the O's lineup, and I'm not seeing it. I think it's solid.
They got a lot of solid dudes. They
have a lot of solid dudes.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I mean, I'm just
if Mayo's starting the year in AAA. Like,
yeah.
Like the outfield is Mullins, Tyler O'Neill, and Kowser, who I like, but like that's not like okay, that's fine. Gunnar, Holiday, say Adley's
again,
at first.
I think but at the end of the day, it does come down to the pitching more. And to your point, Liam, I would say that after what we saw from Brian Bayo's second half, he'd be more of a sure thing. I know Helk has had an awful spring. I understand that, but I still trust him more than anybody in that rotation, probably, I would say. So that's 3 guys right there. Bueller is a question mark for sure, but maybe October gives you a little bit of optimism there.
Giolito,
you say besides Crochet in the rotation. Well, again, that's one more like stud than Baltimore has right now.
Yeah.
Even with G-Rod, if he comes back and starts,
I'm
getting
out
a
on
little
the
bit better.
O's. I'm out on the O's. And I said
Crochet.
last week their offseason was so offensive to me, offensive to the fan base and offensive to me, Jake. I was sick to my stomach watching that. Like you have, a very dynamic young core on offense, and you've spent fucking $20 million on Charlie Morton and help me out, the Japanese
Sugano?
Yeah. Like what the fuck is that? I mean, so O's, I'm not sold.
I will say at the very least, I don't think the Yankees will be in this race with either of them. I think
I don't have the Yankees making the playoffs. I don't have the Yankees making the playoffs.
We'll talk about it in a moment. Let's move over to the Central. American League Central, Liam. Who's taking that crown? Another division where it definitely like Jake Bentz mentioned it the other day. He put it up to a Twitter poll. I'd see any of those.
And I think there's going to be some regression coming, but the Central to me is not strong enough where I can't see anybody other than the Royals as it stands. Mm-hmm. I wanted to take the Twins. I like the arms the Twins have, but I just don't trust a team with Correa, Buxton.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Ryan Royce, fucking Lewis. Yeah. That whole team is built of glass cannons.
That big three just never stays healthy. If they were, I would. Dude,
we were. It was against us, right? Lewis
pulled
his hamstring or something last week or something, and it was watching the game.
No one's ever healthy altogether.
Yeah, I'm not. If I was, I have no interest in picking.
And then I looked at Cleveland's lineup, and it's Jose Ramirez and.
They make it work though, man. They make it work in Cleveland. I don't know how they do
I know they do, and their pitching's great too. But
Gavin Williams is going to have a hell of a year for Cleveland.
Yeah, I just
on
think
the mound.
You got Bobby Witt Jr. You're going to win that division.
I have the Royals as well.
I also have the Royals.
And any of these, again, I could absolutely see a world where the Royals finish in 4th place here. Okay, it just turns out, Seth Lugo just had an amazing year.
Seth Lugo, Michael
Wacha after, because he just got an extension, Wacha, right?
Yeah.
So, maybe Wacha doesn't live up to that. The rest of the lineup, your guys like Mike.
I don't remember what Brady Singer did too, but they traded him to Cincinnati for Jonathan India. So I'm like,
they needed someone to try to get on base ahead. You know what I mean? To try to do something. So
I would not be surprised if any team except the White Sox won the division, but I do think the Royals, to me, are the odds-on favorites. I guess is how I look at it.
I would say so. They have a good bullpen.
I think definitely the most complete. Definitely the most complete team in that division. And they have Bobby Witt. None of the other teams have Bobby Witt.
I was going to say. I mean,
they also have MJ Melendez.
Yep. Vinny Pasquantino. No.
The Pasquatch. Baby.
The Sasquatch himself. Again, a couple solid hitters in that lineup, and I think their pitching is probably their strength going into the year, especially with my pick for Cy Young, Cole Reagans. But again, nothing would surprise me outside of the White Sox not finishing in DFL. Let's move over to the West. I feel like we're going to be in unanimous agreement on this one.
I think so.
The team that we're opening against?
That's right.
I would
Texas
say so.
Rangers.
Texas Rangers for me as well.
Liam. Oh, who you got, Liam? H-Town?
Until they're dead.
I can't put down the cup. I can't put down the cup.
I just think the starting pitching, like you still have Framber, Hunter Brown. They're talking about him as a Cy Young candidate. McCullers is back. You still have Luis Garcia. You still have Christian Javier.
Spencer Arrighetti.
Josh Hader, if he can be half of what he used to be, is still at the back of that bullpen.
I don't know. I'm not. That might be a whatever happened there case, but
which is totally true. I would never give 90 mil to a reliever, but I don't know. I still think they're going to find a way to make it work and win that division. It is either them or the Rangers. I also have the Rangers as a wild card team, but I don't know, man. The Astros, I can't give up on them.
I don't think they're going to be bad, and I'll go ahead and spoil it. They're not one of my wild card teams. It wouldn't surprise me if they made it, and I understand.
So you agree with me, Fitz? You also think the Astros won't make the playoffs?
No, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to be solid. They might miss it by like a game or two. It is just throughout all this time. Okay. If they lose Correa, Jeremy Pena goes on.
I know. I feel like the dam might have broken this. Like this might be the time
with Tucker
where
and Bregman. Yeah.
Bregman's a huge loss. It's
Tucker
one
one of the best bats in baseball.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. No, I agree with you. It's And Bregman being the leader, he's been part of this run the entire time. To see him go, that's huge. A lot of question marks, left behind that. But Tucker is really the one I think that they're gonna miss. And Altuve, I think personally, he has a couple more years left in him. I think he's a good enough of the
not in left field.
They gotta give up on the left field idea.
Yeah, not in left field he doesn't.
But these things can fall off quick, and Altuve will be a Hall of Famer, no doubt. But these things can end quickly for some players. I don't think it will, but I think it's within the realm of possibilities. And you mentioned Hunter Brown, you mentioned Framber, you know what I mean? And I like Framber at the start of the rotation, but then you're asking can Ronel Blanco, can he repeat what he just did this past year? I don't think so.
McCullers too. You're like, all right, it's the first time he's thrown a pitch since.
I feel like we've been waiting on McCullers, God bless him, to return since 2019. I feel
it's a nice arm, but I don't think he's anything more than a 5.
Again, and I don't think
I like Christian Walker and Paredes with the Crawford boxes, man. I'm eating that.
Paredes I do like with him because his whole thing is that he doesn't hit the ball hard. So when he went out to Wrigley, it just was not. Yeah, he pulls it.
That's such a funny thing to say about a baseball player. Like his whole thing is that he does not hit the baseball hard.
But it is.
That's usually a thing that you try and do. Usually
he pulls it and he doesn't hit it very hard, compared to what his power outputs has been. So Tampa, check, it works with that short fence there. Wrigley, not so much, too deep. Crawford boxes, Liam, you might be onto something there.
Forgive me if I misheard, but none of us have mentioned Yordan Alvarez.
No, well, yeah.
Well, he's still great,
Yeah.
He's quite good.
My thing with the Astros is I just think that this year, famous last words, but I just feel like the bill is going to come due for letting every one of their good players walk. At a point, you think they can't keep getting away with it.
This fuckery won't last much longer.
Yeah, right? I guess. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if they got in the playoffs, but I have just missing.
No, not at all. Right. There's only 6 teams can make it, and the AL is wide open.
Fitz, that is absolutely true. Only 6.
So let's finish out with the wild card teams. I know we mentioned a couple of them, but just to recap, Liam, you've got Orioles winning the East. You've got the Royals in the Central, and then you've got the Astros in the West. Who are your 3 wild card teams?
Red Sox, Texas.
Yay!
Texas.
And Fitz, I'm going opposite you here. I think the Blue Jays do actually. This is their death rattle.
Liam, me too.
Last wild card.
Me too, Liam. Yeah, I have the same.
I think somehow they pull it off.
So here, can I talk through my thought process on that? So sure. I have them as my 3rd wild card. I think they're gonna sneak in, and I think. Well, first of all, there is talent on that roster. That's we've been saying it for 4 years. It's Will they figure it out, or what did Vlad say? That was the trailer, and this is the movie.
Love to see the movie, yeah.
Well,
He said that after like 21?
21, yeah. So, but I think they're gonna do the classic. Like, they have not signed Vlad to an extension. I think they're gonna buy at the deadline if they're even close to the playoff. Like, within 5 games of a wild card spot, I think they're gonna buy whatever they can. Try and convince this if it'll work. I don't know, but they're gonna be like, "Look, we win here." Like, one of those. Try to.
Wait, what are they gonna do?
We can win here. Give their fans something at all. I think they're gonna try and load up. Like, that rotation has talent. The offense.
I do like Bowden Francis.
They're gonna hit home runs. I mean, listen, they're gonna hit bombs. Rogers, it's a good place to hit. You got some big boys. I don't know. I think they can make it work, and like I said, I think they're going to buy at the deadline pretty much regardless of, unless they're like, 20 games under 500 or something, but that's kind of where I'm at.
I agree that, like, if that's like their upside, I mean, I think that is within the realm of possibilities here. It's just there are a lot of question marks within the pitching itself. They do have the capacity for it. It's just, okay, will enough of that come together? Will Gosman bounce back after a relatively disappointing year? Will Bassett have enough to hold on in his contract year? Does Max still have something in the tank? Can Bowden Francis take a step forward? All this stuff, right? And then on top of that, it's, okay, I think Bo can and probably will bounce back. You're talking about a guy who was about a career 300 hitter before this past year. But outside of that, the rest of the offense, I think it leaves a bit to be desired. And going up against a couple of playoff teams in their own division, which I'm about to unveil in a second, I don't know. I think you're talking about Bills coming due. I think it's about that time. I think the sun's getting low for Toronto. But I could very well be wrong. I've been wrong many a times. I will continue to be wrong. I'm just saying. Jake, so you've got Toronto in the wild card. Who are your other 2 wild card teams?
Yeah, my other 2 teams are the Detroit Tigers.
That's one.
Who I like, and kind of same with the Orioles. Their offseason was very offensive to me. I hate when owners or GMs, whoever's footing the bill, whatever. I hate when they don't reward an exciting team with any. I mean, what's your fucking reward? Gleyber Torres? Fuck you. But I like what they have. And I think I'm buying some Torkelson stock. I think it might.
Stock?
Is now the time?
I think it might be time. Yeah, I think it might be time. And I think Job and Scooble, that's going to be a dynamic punch. And obviously
Casey Mize gets back into
Casey
the mix full time. I mean, I know it's been stop and go, touch and go with him, but maybe he can finally be consistent.
I mean, look, they showed what they can do in September and October last year. Like, they're a fun squad. I wish they had a bigger offseason. I guess selfishly I don't, because it would have been Bregman, but I do a little. So Detroit is one, and then I said it a couple minutes ago, the Guardians as the other. That team, they figure it out. I don't know how or why or what.
Oh, 3 from the Central. Look
3 from Central, yeah. Mm-hmm. I like the Central. The Central, a lot of rock solid teams, and like a lot of like high floor teams in the Central. I feel
you only need a high floor really to get in with that.
No, I know. That's I don't think any of those teams are going to win the World Series, but I like them all for the playoffs.
Right.
And yeah, the Yankees I don't have, and the O's I don't have. Sorry. And the Astros I don't have. I think there's going to be a sea change.
That's a perfect sequence into my wild card picks, because I've got the Yankees and the Orioles making the wild card.
All right.
In there. Listen, we can shit on the Yankees. I love shitting on the Yankees, of course, on this program. We love shitting on Mabel's favorite team, depending on who you ask. But I don't think it's enough to win the division. I think they have enough talent to get them over the line to at least qualify for October baseball. I do. I think Bellinger is a solid enough of a player. We talk about the lack of depth in the lineup, which is true, but they still have Jazz Chisholm there. He started to turn it on after he was traded to New York. He did. If Judge is healthy, then as Emily Nyman said in our preview, sometimes that's all they really need for their offense. And that proof is in the pudding. That has been true.
I don't know, Jim. I don't.
No,
know.
I don't know. Listen, there are definitely question marks. It's a little bit uneasy going into the year in the Bronx. But
I mean, this is basically that 23 team, but with a worse rotation, which is that's spooky. Like that team could not hit. They had 2 fucking players with an OPS plus over 100.
was
Judge is
hurt at
Judge. Judge is you don't even. He's gonna do his thing, but I just like. Unless I don't know, man. That offense.
It does. I do hate to say it, but it does. I'm kind of like, I can't put the Yankees in the playoffs every year, but somehow they're in the playoffs every year.
Yeah, and Liam, you said they haven't had a losing record since I've been alive.
Bush Senior.
Any of us, exactly. Yeah, Papa Bush was enough.
Yeah.
Read my lips. No new losing seasons.
So as much as I would like it not to happen,
That's a crazy reference, Fitz, by the way. That's
Well,
crazy.
Papa Bush. How many times are we going to be able to throw that out there?
Yeah, no new taxes.
Yeah. So
but
I've got
as much as I don't want them in the playoffs, like, and my picks reflect that. They do scare me still.
Oh, I don't want them in the
Judge, a healthy
playoffs.
Devin Williams, and a healthy
Yeah.
Max Fried, like, that's still probably enough to get the job done.
Is it?
Like,
Is
just
it though?
to get
To
there. I'm not
qualify-
saying they're going to make any noise.
A healthy Max
I
Fried
think-
and a healthy Devin Williams. What is that? That's like 200. That's like 300 innings out of the fucking season. What is
And a
that?
healthy
You need
Ju-
another.
and a healthy Judge
I'm
with
not
that supporting
sold,
cast
man.
that Fitz mentioned with Bellinger. Like, I'm not sold on them.
Listen,
But I
Volpe.
still think they'll be.
We shit on Volpe. We shit
Oh,
on Dominguez.
Fitz.
Don't
It
bring
is
Volpe
not
into this.
outside of the
Volpe. Fitz.
I wasn't going to go there.
Get
He
real,
could.
dude. Get
Could.
real.
I'm not saying he will. Not saying he
Anthony
will. Don't put in the
Volpe.
papers. I'm saying he
Fitz, spare me, dude. Anthony Volpe. Not the way to sell me on the Yankees.
Well, you're not going to be sold on them anyways. So
Well, I'm saying if you
I'm trying to
throw out,
sell
like,
you.
If you threw out like Cody with the short porch and like some other thing, I can hear it. I'm not Anthony Volpe is not going to put them in the playoffs.
I'm not saying that he's going to be an 8-win player, dude. That's not what I'm just saying that maybe things turn around a little bit for him. Dominguez could win Rookie of the Year. I obviously didn't predict it for him, but he could.
Oh, I'd
Listen,
be
man.
beside myself.
Martian. Yeah, that would piss me off so much.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the fucking National League. I'm sick to my stomach talking about
Well,
this.
and then the last team in the wild card I have, Liam. I think last year for the Twins was a little bit of an outlier for how bad it could be. I think they have enough talent to sneak in there as the third.
That's
How
what
about you
I'm
say
saying.
Royce
There's so
Lewis?
much talent
Royce
there.
Lewis
I
already
can't
got
trust the
hurt.
offense to stay on.
It's
the
not
field.
even opening day yet. He's hurt. Like they're never going to be complete.
Well, yeah, if they keep running into, if they keep having anvils fall on top of them, I suppose.
It's been nearly a decade of this for some of these guys. If they keep Byron Buxton and Royce Lewis are like they're like the Three Stooges with Correa. They get every fucking thing hurts them. It's unbelievable. When Carlos Correa is the model elf on your team, there's a problem.
I don't know. I like
mean,
the talent
like,
on that
I
team.
like
I
their
like Matt
pitching a lot.
Wallner as a
I
hitter. I like their pitching, both in the rotation
and
and
Jackson,
the
the
bullpen.
bullpen, man.
Yeah, I think they're a good team, man. I think
I couldn't convince myself that those three will stay healthy all year.
if the health can just hold up, just again, don't be catastrophic. I think they can get in.
I have no interest in that club. Sorry.
Fair enough. Before we move to the National League, one thing I noticed: not one of us mentioned the Seattle Mariners.
No,
I'm out.
I
I'm
just
out.
think that offense is putrid.
Fair enough. Yeah,
Especially
I don't think they have the offense either. But all I'm saying is that you have plenty of people saying that you could probably have a really good case for this. They have the best starting rotation in baseball, and B, on top of that, you have plenty of I'm not saying that all the content creators and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like, but they're buying stock into Seattle. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to dunk on them.
I
I'm
was
just
like,
saying.
what are you talking about?
I'm not trying to make fun of them. I'm just saying that there's enough
I've been
nationwide
waiting
Seattle
10
hype.
years. I've been waiting.
They have
signed
very
Robinson Cano.
exciting,
I was like, here they come.
big patches, Nintendo patches.
They
as
do.
Well.
They do.
I think
Yeah.
Justin Turner convinced me. If players are openly saying they're not a serious organization, who am I to
Fair enough. And hey,
So
listen, I agree. I don't have them in the playoffs. I'm just saying it's interesting that none of us said it.
Listen, you know what? Hey, God bless them. They gave Cal Raleigh the bat today. Good for them. This might be controversial. I'm approaching whatever happened there with Julio. That was nasty business. Nasty business.
Still so
like.
young. He's like
I don't
15
think
years
I don't
old,
think
dude.
he stinks. I don't think he stinks. But what happened? What happened there?
Yeah,
You are
last
very
year was
quick on
strange.
your whatever happened there. Like
I'm
trigger.
not. I'm not quick.
I feel like you throw
Fitz,
it.
I use
feel
my
like
eyeballs. I use my eyeballs, Fitz. I
these
see
two
what I
bad
see.
boys.
I see what I see, Fitz. Roman Andy triple. Let him give him left field. Willier's not ready. I've seen enough.
Want to take a quick break?
Over there.
Yeah, and
Before we
after
get to
the
the
break.
before we get to the
Let's do
National League and our eventual champion, which Jake may or may not have changed at this point. I guess we'll find out. We'll be back after this. Okay. I haven't checked if there's been a voicemail yet. No, I'm on. Oh, baby, a triple. Oh, yeah.
You ain't gotta tell me.
Okay. Ready?
It's just a breaker. Yeah.
Third and final segment on the program here. Paul on Lansdowne, Jake, Fitz, and Liam. We just gave you our junior circuit picks. Let's give you our senior circuit picks. The National League Rookie of the Year, according to one Liam Fennessy, will be...
Dylan Cruz.
Oh, you can take the
Cruz.
boy
Our next
out of the
president.
DMV.
Our next-
You
our
can
next
take the
president.
boy out of the DMV. Liam, I have the same. I have the same.
Yeah. He got a cup of coffee last year, played 30 games. You know, he'll be in the outfield every day next to James Wood. Like, I like what the Nats are cooking long term. I really do. This year's not going to be the year, but 26, it's going to be time.
I think this is the year before the year before the year for them. Like, I think 27 is when they're like, okay, now
Like
we're starting to-
serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, but no, them young boys is coming.
There is James.
Hassel's still coming too.
Yep.
But yeah, no, Dylan Cruz,
James
man.
Wood's an exciting player, absolutely. And
James
Cruz,
Woods. It fucking kills me that that's his name. James. I laugh at it every time I see it. James Woods.
candy.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh,
Yeah.
piece of candy.
If they go
Liam, I
out
have
and
the
sign
same.
Tucker, if they go out and sign Tucker next winter,
Ooh, I didn't even think of
I
that.
like what the I like what the Nats are cooking.
He's their Jason Worth,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, no, Dylan Cruz is legit. I did consider him. I did consider Roki Sasaki as well. I just don't think Roki.
I couldn't go Roki.
I didn't think. I don't think
would've
Roki's
felt
going to get
dirty.
enough innings. Is the thing.
That's also true. But yeah, no, I would have felt dirty.
Why? Is he on a limit?
They're going to try to ease him in a bit, and they also have
yeah.
like 15 starters. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
Like,
they're already down a few. But
yeah,
sure.
well,
Who's healthy today? All right, you're on the hill.
there you go. For me, I'll go with Matt Shaw, the Cubs.
Ooh,
Again,
love
another
that.
youngin who's
Love
going to
that.
be
Go
slotted
Terps.
right
Go
into the.
Terps.
Yep, started. Yep, there you go. Oh, more Maryland representation on this episode of the program.
Yeah, wow. Gross.
But yeah, slotted. Hey,
a New
hey,
England-
big
this
week
is a
for the
New England
Terps.
show.
Big week for the Terps. To be fair,
True.
men's and women's tournament, right? But no, Matt Shaw slides right into that lineup for Chicago that looks to be contending for the National League Central. I guess we'll talk about that in a few moments. But good, solid hitter. His odds are high on it. If you're the gambling type, I'm not. But if you were,
If
I'll
you're
go
a
with
gambling
Matt Shaw.
company that's interested in sponsoring us,
Please, God, please.
Please sell out.
We will. We are completely.
we will
right.
sell out. We will sell out.
Charles Barkley had a great quote about that. I forget exactly what it was.
About
but
selling
I'm
out?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, Dylan Cruz as well. I said that. I have nothing more to add on the topic.
Go Tigers.
Liam, I think I know who you're going to pick for NL Cy Young. I will tell you if I won't lie. I swear, Scout's honor. I think I know who you're going to pick.
Okay,
Say
The floor
it.
is yours.
tell me.
No, tell him, Fitz.
Oh, you want me to tell you?
Yeah, tell
Yeah.
me. Tell me. Who
I think you're
tell
going to
me who
pick
I
Zach. I think you're going to pick Zach Wheeler.
No.
Oh, well, I'm going to pick Zach Wheeler. I think Zach Wheeler is going to win the Cy Young Award. Too many times he has come just short, but yet so far I would love to look. I mean, he's got to have finished within the top 5 of Cy Young voting like the last 3 or 4 years.
Every year he's been in Philly.
He consistently gives you enough volume to do it, enough quality to do it. I think this is the year for Zach Wheeler to finally get his Cy Young award. Almost won it last year.
Age 35 season, man. It's now or never. It's now or never.
Unless your name is Chris Sale and won it in your age 36
Sale.
season, because I think Sale's 37.
Yeah.
So
Zach Wheeler, Cy Young, runner-up this past year, 6th place in 23, runner-up again in 21. He didn't place in 22. He only threw 150 innings, but still started 26 games. That seems odd.
I think this is his year.
Nice pick, Fitz.
Because I think you picked Zach Wheeler last year, so I was like,
yeah,
I
was high. Yeah, I thought about it, but no, I'm trying to be different. I'm playing some narrative / POL lore ball with this pick, and I'm going Nick Pivetta, the Stuff Plus Cam.
No way.
Going Nick Pivetta.
No, you're not.
God
Could you
damn
imagine
you.
Chris Sale and Pivetta back-to-back NL Cy Young
And I
winners?
would have the exact same reaction. Good for them. I'd have absolutely no.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Does
We
this
did
mean I
everything
have
we
to pick
could.
Nick Pivetta next year to win Cy Young?
Sure does.
Right? Yeah.
Wherever he is.
Liam, no, you're falling for it.
Had to do it. The Stuff
Fell
Plus
fell
King.
for it again
Stuff Plus
award.
loves
That's
him.
that's Nick
The
Pivetta.
Nick Pivetta Stuff Plus fell for it again award. The Arrested Development. Well, did it work for them? Well, no, they just convince themselves that it will, but it might work for us. Yeah. Listen, he's a fine pitcher, but
Yeah. Oh, my pick? You ask?
you're a Cy Young
Listen,
pick.
fellas. Listen, fellas. Paul Skeens. I think we're gonna
Livy?
Livy. I think we're going to play some narrative ball here. I think the MLB would love if Mr. Skeens won the Cy Young.
Livy Dunn's boyfriend just
Bob
won the
Nutting,
Cy
on the other
Young.
hand.
Wow.
Yeah, Bob Nutting. I think it's like a perfect. He's a great face. Not actually, but he has Livy, and they can market him and everything. And I think it's going to be him. I do.
Livy Dunn's boyfriend just got challenged to a pitch off by the Rizzler. Wow.
I think Cy Young is also like the only.
Goodness.
I think Cy Young is like the only player award you can win, even if your team sucks, because it's kind of like, it's like you're so in a vacuum. I guess like defense could affect it, but even there's FIP. So I think Paul Skeens. I think. I mean, even the fucking baseball card thing was like this huge story all offseason.
He's a
Like,
fucking
who cares?
animal, dude. He's a fucking monster. He's so good.
Generation.
So why didn't you take him, Fitz?
Zach Wheeler's also really good.
Yeah.
Sue me.
I had to play narrative ball.
Well,
I love
I'm
being
playing
nice
narrative ball. Paul Skeens is my pick.
MVP. Now, full disclosure. It's probably going to be Shohei, but I didn't pick
Yes.
Shohei
Yeah.
because
Soto.
yeah, it's like picking Trout in the mid 2010s. You know what I mean? It's like
Well, no,
boring.
actually, Fitz, can I comment on that? Because the last decade of baseball, I actually I put it away, but I had the MVP winners on Baseball Reference. I had, and if you'll notice, whenever a guy wins twice, little vote fatigue sets in. So I actually think if it's close,
It's like the NBA.
No, it's exactly like that. Like Trout won in 14, and then 16, then he didn't win again until 19. I don't know. I just think like it's close with Ohtani and someone else. It could be the other guy because of voter fatigue.
Ohtani doesn't have
I don't
to,
know.
Ohtani doesn't have to hit 50 home runs. If he even hits 35, drives in a ton of runs, has good metrics in
Throws
counting
100
numbers,
innings,
and with 100 innings of pitching, it will be no question. It should be him. But the point is, that is not who I picked for MVP. And Liam, I don't know if that's who you picked for
Sorry,
MVP.
Victor in the chat. Ohtani won in the AL 2 years ago, so that would be he does have in a row. Thank you.
Yeah, Acuna did win 2 years ago. He helped me win a dynasty baseball championship. He most certainly did.
Asked.
Victor asked if Acuna won 2 years ago, the year that I won.
All right.
So there you
pal.
go. Dick ass. Anyways, Liam, National League MVP.
This one's easy to me. Ellie De La Cruz.
Ellie!
The most electric man in baseball. I'll put it out there right now. I like Tito's Reds a lot this year.
I don't know.
Ellie's going to be a big part of that. So, yeah, I had to go with that. Just based
Liam,
on,
I like Ellie a lot.
Nothing,
I'm not
else,
moved for an MVP.
If nothing else, because he's not named Ohtani or Soto. I'm trying to stand out for the most part. But I like Ellie a lot. Fun player, guys. So that's what I'm taking.
Jake?
Well, yeah, I mean, if it's not Ohtani, you know what? I'm Frankie Lindor. He had kind of a grassroots campaign last year in the second half.
What, he's like he's running for Congress?
Yeah.
He's shaking hands with the
people.
I'm Francisco Lindor, and I approve this message.
A couple things. His team. I mean, the Mets made the playoffs last year, but the construction of the lineup is going to be better around him. That will certainly be better, and I think he'll pitch to more. He'll get pitches to hit more because he's probably batting in front of Soto. No. Yeah, it's probably Lindor Soto. So I think he'll get a lot of pitches to hit, and Ohtani and Soto both. If that's kind of who you're in the running against, I think Lindor plays amazing defense, which neither of them can say. So that's premium position, and I think, maybe most importantly, it's gonna be a big spotlight on that Mets team this year.
They always have a big spotlight, but especially
Fitz, I wouldn't go that far.
They're New York City.
Frankie, the Mets.
New York City.
New York.
The Mets.
The only place where you can get a sandwich at a store. Oh.
I think
the only place with convenience stores on the planet. Oh.
Like Lindor.
I think that's
I like
a good
that
pick.
That's a fun pick. That's a fun pick.
Liam, what was the phrase you said with Ellie you wanted to stand out?
Yeah, I want it to be different.
Well, you're not that different because I'm going with Ellie De La Cruz as well.
I figured it was coming.
I like, listen, and shout out to the Cespedes boys again. I was going back listening to their division previews as well, and Jordan brought up a good point. If he can get Ellie De La Cruz, that is, if he can get that strikeout rate down to even like 25%, 27%, I think is the number that he said, up from like 30, 32, wherever he was. That's going to be a big difference in his game. If he can be a little bit more efficient with his base stealing. I mean, he stole 60-plus bases, but he was caught a handful of his more than his fair share of times. If he can be a little bit more efficient that way, now that he's another year older, a little bit more experienced, put it more together, obviously going to be the superstar of that team. I'm buying into it because he has the capacity to go thermonuclear. That guy, Ellie De La Cruz. And I think he could do it this year. Hitter's Park, too.
In that little bandbox in Cincy?
Exactly. It's a sandbox, yeah. Little League Park at, Great American. I think he puts it together this year.
His career strikeout percentage over 2 years now is a hair over 32. So the MLB average is a hair under 23.
Striking out damn near a third of the time. If he could even get, again, to the high 20s, I'm not saying 25 or down the 23, the league average.
Just hit the ball on the ground.
Something good is going to happen, right?
And
I'm going with that.
16
with the caveat that I can't pick Shohei, or that it's probably going to be Shohei, but if I had to pick someone else,
what do you mean? Nobody said that.
I do in my heart of hearts. Yes, I believe it's Shohei or Soto.
Right.
I just can't do that for entertainment purposes.
Exactly.
We're in the entertainment business.
Like, gun to my head, you have to get this right or you die. Yes, I guess I suppose I would pick Shohei.
You die. Oh
Liam, let's make
gun
that part
to my
of
head. I'm not taking Nick Pivetta to win.
Liam, we should add another part to the graphic. NL MVP, and then under it, NL MVP if there was a gun to your head, and then it all just says Shohei going across.
Small font.
Yeah. All right. So those are your award picks for the National League. Let's start with the American League, the National League East. Liam, who's going to win that division? One of the most competitive divisions going into the year. I don't think I would say it is.
I would say it is the most.
The most, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Mets, baby. Got to be the Mets. Love the Mets.
Love the Mets?
Yeah, I'm taking the Mets.
I'm taking the Phillies. Jake's taking the Phillies to win that division. I love the Mets. That rotation does not move me at all. The Mets. I think it's like one injury away from being like kind of a disaster. That rotation. So I just think the Phillies are built a little more to withstand some things.
Getting Senga back is a big deal, though. I will say that's huge for them when they can get. Senga back
again, we'll get there, but I have the Mets as the first wild card. I just like the Phillies rotation a lot more.
See, to me, when it comes to the Phillies, I'm sort of the Fitz. I forget who you're talking about. I think this could be where the bottom falls out. I feel like everybody's on the wrong side of 30.
No,
not that I think like Harper's going to fall off. But
I agree, like a broad sense, but I think there's still enough juice there that they're a good team.
Oh no, they're going to be in the mix. I don't think they're going to be pennant winners or pennant contenders, so to speak.
Okay, well I didn't say that, Liam. So
no, I know.
Gentlemen, are you familiar with the American TV show The Office?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Do you know the scene where Kevin spills chili, for example? That's one of them. There's also the scene where they have the standoff. It's so funny. You guys, they hold the finger guns at each other.
Yes.
A standoff.
Familiar.
Buddy, we've got one of those right now because I'm picking the Braves to win the National League East. One Braves, one Mets, one Phillies. The Braves this past year won 88, 89, 80, high 80s wins with a disastrous outcome through 162 games. Everyone on that team died. Everyone, with the exception of Chris Sale, ironically enough. But then he did die before the playoffs.
And then he did die when they needed him most. Yeah,
exactly. But during the actual season, Chris Sale did not die. But Spencer Strider died. Michael Harris was dead for a bit. Ronald Acuna's other knee died, and they still were in the playoffs, one of the better teams in the National League. Now, with hopefully some health on their side, I got to go with them. They have such huge upside, especially if not everyone's going to be healthy. You're going to get Strider back soon enough. You're going to have Acuna back soon enough. Even if Acuna isn't at his absolute peak, like his 2013 peak when he helped me win that fantasy championship, Jake, he's still going to be a solid contributor. I think they have enough talent to win. I think it's going to be, again, similar to the AL East. I think the NL East is going to be a very tight race. I think the Phillies probably lose by a game, maybe two. And the Mets hang around for a bit, but they probably finish about 4 games back of first place there. I think it's going to be tight, but give me the Braves. National League Central, this is another interesting one in a different way, but it's an interesting one. Liam.
Am I up?
You're up.
I believe I picked them last year. I have to double check, but I'm still very high on the Chicago Cubs, especially after the addition of Kyle Tucker now. Shota and Steele at the top of that rotation is nice. That outfield, Happ, Suzuki, Tucker, and PCA, nasty. And then Fitz, your rookie of the year is playing third base, rounded out by Swanson and Horner. Who the hell's playing first base? I'm forgetting. But I like to me, the Cubs are a very complete team, or close to it. And I can't say the rest. I can't say that for the rest of the division. I really can't. You can make an argument for the Brewers. You can make an argument that Pittsburgh, if they hit a little, front three, Aaron Jones, etc. But to me,
you're looking for some narratives here, and I don't think they're to be found.
No, I'm in on the Cubs.
Jake,
Cardinals are the unction of the league.
Cardinals are going to finish last in that division, I think. Yeah. I am not high on the Cardinals at all this year. At all.
Jake has the Cubs too. I like the Brewers, and I think it's kind of sad how things have gone over there. Kind of bums me out a little bit. And I would love to say the Brewers, but I like the Cubs too. And you know what? I'm going to get to Wrigley for a game this July when they play the Sox, so that excites me. Yeah, I think the Cubs are the Cubs are the only team in that division that even remotely resemble a complete baseball team.
Like a real contender.
Yeah, so Cubs. That one was easy. This was easy for me.
Liam, my rookie of the year is playing third base for the Cubs, but my MVP is playing shortstop for the Reds.
Whoa,
the division
that's
winner.
true.
Every year.
Wow. I
Every
mean, I like
year.
the Reds, man. I'm not
I don't
that
know,
high.
Jit.
I'm not
It's
that
fine.
high on team.
It's fine. I'm not trying to like go hot takes for the sake of hot takes. Every year, there is a frisky team that you do not expect to jump in and make a splash. I think, first of all, before we continue any conversation about the National League Central, I think your one chance to make the playoffs in 2025 from the NL Central is to win the division, because I don't think they're going to send any wild card teams. I think the wild card teams are going to be on both one coast or the other, essentially. But I don't know, man. I think the lineup is a bit deeper than you think, especially with Matt McClain hopefully getting back into the fold sooner rather than later, right? I think their pitching is solid enough. Nick Martinez is solid. He signed the qualifying offer. I like Hunter Green. The bullpen has some questions. Alexis Diaz is a disaster right now. Absolute disaster. Brother of Edwin. He's no good there. They might have to figure something out there. But I don't know, man. Like, Singer deepens that rotation a bit. Ellie, again, has sky-high, not even so much potential. I mean, like, he's already demonstrated a ton of skill, but, like, his potential can grow even further beyond there where he's a super mega star. I think the Christian Encarnacion Strand has some potential. They have a deeper lineup than you think. I don't hate the signing of Jose Trevino. I guess a little bit of depth. I know that's not going to what makes you or breaks you in a division race, but I think they made some pretty shrewd moves over the offseason. Yeah, they're going to win the division because
it'd be crazy if it did.
If their backup catcher, right? Well, baseball's weird enough that maybe that is the case. I sound like a genius in a few months. I like the moves that they made, and I love that Tito's driving the ship, man. Maybe I'm a little sentimental. Maybe that's just little old me. My heart is just a little soft. But Tito's got the juice, man. In a division that is, again, easily could be the Brewers. The Brewers are another team that just seems to, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. They just, keep the machine going. And the Cubs, certainly, I mean, Cubs are probably, if I had to guess, a pretty trendy pick outside of like the Dodgers or any of the, I mean, I guess I can't discount like a half of the National League. If you take out these 7 teams, people really like the Cubs to win the NL. But you catch my point. They're a trendy pick to maybe do some damage this year. But there's always a weird team. There always is. It is never 100% chalk, I feel. I mean, I'm sure it has been in years past. But for the most part, it's hard to predict this shit. I got a feeling about the Reds. I think they're a little bit better than people are giving them credit for. In a division that's already going to be this topsy-turvy, a little unpredictable, I think they can make a splash. So give me the Reds. Extra time dedicated to the NL Central because I don't think we need to talk about the NL West.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we can jump into the wild cards.
Dodgers. Okay. Wild card teams, Liam.
Okay, hold on. Let me refresh my memory here. This one's easy. I've got the Diamondbacks as the first wild card. I've got the Braves as the second wild card. And Fitz, I wanted a weird one in honor of your Reds. I'm taking the Pirates as the third wild card.
Ooh.
Do I think that lineup is still garbage? Yes. But the front three, if Jared Jones, obviously, hopefully there's no huge setbacks there, but Skeens, Jones, and Kellerman, that's one of the best 1-2-3s in the league. So O'Neal Cruz, full season in center, should help him.
Another guy who he has the potential, maybe not so high as Ellie, but he can take a huge step forward.
A freak athletically.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Reynolds is Brian Reynolds, man. You know what you're going to get. If Ke'Bryan Hayes can actually finally show me something, like there's a star there. So
show you something with the glove.
Yeah, he can
as
show
in
you
the ball
with
because
the
he
glove.
caught it because he's really good at fielding and he could show you the ball in his hand.
That's true. But so I don't know. I wanted a fun one, and the Pirates are interesting enough that they can make some noise this year.
So you left out one of those NL East teams. Which one did you leave out? The Braves?
I left out the Phils.
Oh, the Phils.
Braves are my second wild card.
Okay, yeah, I
think
misheard
the Phils are getting old. The Phils are getting older, man.
Okay. Jake?
It's an aging Dave Dombrowski.
Yeah, I have. So the
machine.
NL East is going to be. It's going to be whoever wins it, and then the 2 other teams. So for me, that's the Mets and the Braves are going to be wild card 1 and 2. And then I don't know. I was feeling weird and frisky for the third one. I said the Giants. Fuck it.
Ooh.
Giants.
I don't know. You know what? I love that organization.
Verlander did look really good this spring.
Yeah, I don't know. They have some offense now. I don't know.
Buying
Why
that
not?
Bird song stock, even though he's not
Yeah.
going to be in the rotation to begin the year. But
Fuck it. I'm saying fuck it, Giants. Why not? I don't know. Maybe we'll have another fake season like 2021.
You never know.
so
You
we all
never
picked
know.
a frisky team making it
Yeah,
in there.
I mean, you
in
got to.
a very tough league, the NL. For me, though, wild card 1, 2, 3 will be Phillies, D-backs, and I do have the Mets in there as the third wild card. Again, I think the Phillies are going to go toe-to-toe right with the Braves right till the end. I'll talk about it later. How about that? I'll discuss my reasoning in a little bit.
I don't like the Diamondbacks solely
Good
because I fucking hate their uniforms. I hate everything about their aesthetic.
Well,
Just
they
don't
should
like
go
their
back to
vibe.
the.
I don't like their vibe.
To be fair, A, look good, feel good, play good. B, they should go back to the purple and teal.
I don't even
Absolutely
need
should
them
do
to.
that.
Dude, they should just go back to the red and black instead of this weird, like, mishmash shit they've been doing for a
It's
decade
bizarre.
now.
I feel like
It's
they
so
switch their jerseys
ugly.
every 3 years.
It's so bad and it's so ugly. Like, at least they dropped the fucking gradients. Remember those? Those were nasty business.
terrible.
And like
Now
the
they have, like-
shoulder pad kind of look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, they still have the red and the black, but now they also have, like, the aqua or teal, whatever it is like a splash in there. And those don't go to.
why?
I hate everything about their aesthetic.
Nothing
You know,
about Arizona is
or
blue.
go to the fucking why not even the Serpientes look was awesome. That was a
sand
great,
one? It was
a great city
great
connects.
look. Yeah. I hate
And I think
their
you had
aesthetic.
just said it, Liam, but like they've changed that look. Like they've kept the color scheme,
Yeah,
the
it sucks.
red.
Well, 'cause they
and
know
and
it's
the gold.
bad, but they won't-
change,
they won't
They
bail
change
on
it every
it.
3 years, like
Yeah.
the
Yeah, it's
template of it.
nuts.
You know what I mean?
It's terrible. Dude, they get a new City Connect too this year, right? Because they were one of the first teams with us. We'll see.
Yeah. Good team though. I really like that team.
I like that.
Especially
I
with
like them
Corbin
a lot,
Burns
too,
being
man.
added.
Oh my god, adding Josh Naylor.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
Wait, I forgot Corbin Burns.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say,
There
dude.
it
They
is.
have
There it
one
is.
too.
All right. Maybe. No, I'm sticking with my G.
No,
men.
stick to your guns, man.
Los
Bay.
Gigantes.
We love the Bay.
You could
We
be
love the Bay.
could be a genius. Could be a genius there.
Yeah, you never know.
Studies
Um,
me.
How far into the playoffs did you guys project? Because again, I have my ALCS and NLCS. and
I
then
just
World
have a
Series.
World Series. I just have.
Okay.
A
I've
World
got
Series.
my pennant winners and World Series.
All right, Liam, let's
So
hear that.
that,
and then we
means
can
you
do
have a
Series.
world. That means you have a World Series.
Sure.
But we
But
also have like the
I
pennant.
did all the work. I did all the work, Jake.
Okay. All right.
My pennant winners, I'm playing narrative ball. The World Series is going to be the Kyle Tucker Invitational, Astros Cubs, and I have Houston winning it.
Oh, that's
Wow.
That is
Still cannot put down the Houston Cup. Do you have
no interest in that World Series.
do you have
Horrid.
do you have pennant runners up, Liam, or did you just
Oh
pick?
no, I just picked the pennant winners.
Okay, so I'll
I
before I
didn't do
get
the
to
full bracket.
before I get to the or Jake, do you want to just give your World Series and then I can go from there? Or?
Yeah, I don't like thinking this, but I do have the Sox coming out of the AL. Like, I like
See,
what
I don't want
I've
that
seen.
karma. I don't want
No,
that karma
I know.
karma.
I have the Sox, and then I have the Mets. I think the Mets rotation works better in a series. I don't think it's built for sustainability, but if they get to the playoffs, I think they have enough. So those are mine.
Republican
86. We call that 1986.
Don't I was just about Republican economy.
Oh,
We
okay.
have military scandals regarding communications being leaked
Yep.
and a Red
Yep.
Sox Mets World Series. Welcome back the Reagan administration, right? Yeah. So you got the Mets over the Sox.
No, I have the Sox over the Mets.
Oh, you have the Sox over the. Oh,
Okay.
that'd be great.
All right,
I
we got
misheard
one.
you. I was too busy-
I actually didn't
Have
say
any
who
of us
was.
picked? Have any of us picked the Sox yet? Like ever in the 3 years doing
No.
this? There you
been
go. Jake,
bad.
you're the first.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I know.
We've been a
But
bad
I
team.
didn't know if like any of us were just like being big homers one.
I think I had them to win the division at one. No, I've had them as a wild card team on here. I don't think I've ever said they'd win the division.
I think I've had a wild card.
I've
once,
yeah,
maybe
definitely
twice.
had them in the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Hey,
But yay,
Hey, I
Red
don't know.
Sox.
I like our club, boys.
they're raising the Jake Wallinger Trophy.
I do have the Red Sox in the ALCS, but I have them falling to the Texas
Texas
Rangers. Yes, I have the Rangers.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a damn good series, wouldn't it?
It would. Yeah,
Yeah,
it would. But
it
I think
really
the
would.
Angels come out of the
I wouldn't
American
even be
League,
upset. I mean, of course I would be upset. But I mean, like, that's a good team.
and none
you
of
know.
us have the Dodgers in the World Series.
No, that's,
think
'cause
that- I mean,
that's
it's-
boring.
It's wishful thinking, but
Also,
Gun to my head, yeah, they'll probably be there. Whatever.
But also, I'm really high on the Phillies this year.
you are. You're sipping.
I think
Red
the Phillies are
October
going to
over
win the
there.
National League. Not only that, I think the Phillies are going to beat the Rangers. I think the Phillies are going to win the World Series this year. I put the Braves in first for the division because as it stands right now, I think the Braves are probably the better team. However,
You're just trying to get the Phils an easier
I can
path.
absolutely see Dave Dombrowski making a move at the deadline, try to do whatever they need to do, and maybe the jump that the Braves got earlier on in the year, maybe that's enough to push them forward. But in especially in a shorter series, 3 or 5 games, that Philly rotation is not going to be anything to mess with. Even in a long series, I think that if everyone's
I
healthy there,
also-
they have really good pitching.
regarding the Dodgers, like, lest we forget, they almost lost to the Padres, and then the NLCS was close. Like, and
You still won 6 games.
not for nothing.
Yeah.
And then, they murdered the Yankees, but the Yankees were bad.
And it's just hard to repeat in any sport, especially it's just hard to do that.
And I mean, obviously they added to their roster, but like, I do think there's a point of diminishing returns. Like, you're probably not that much better than you were. Like, you can't. How many games did they win last year? Oh, they only won 98. That's kind of weird. Why'd they do that?
I mean, the West was nasty. I mean, the Padres and Diamondbacks both won, what, 80, 89, 90 games?
Yeah, okay. All right, yeah. No, I kind of think it'll be Dodgers in the NLCS again.
I'd be down for that.
Doyers.
Yeah, but yeah, guys, we
So
had
those
so
are our
much fun
predictions
today.
that
Didn't we have fun?
somehow we're all going to be right on all of them.
100%.
I like it. We have some fun.
Never been wrong.
Like the AL Cy Young is fun. We all have 3 different ones.
And at least 3
And at
different
least-
ones.
Yeah.
If you believe in infinite timelines, then we all are right every year.
Fitz never be
Reddit is down the hall and to the left.
Pot off Lansdowne time.
Oh my God, we doing it?
A little bit.
We're here. We
Well,
made
I
it.
mean, we always have to. Listen, Song of the Week is always recognized as Pod Off Lansdowne, if you ask me. So,
Yes.
at the very least.
Well, Liam and I we're about what, say 60 hours away from a big old trip.
That's
Not
right.
even.
You're doing a little Texas two-step.
Yep.
You know it. You know it.
Yeah. I'm
James
excited.
is going to Saturday,
Friday,
Friday
Saturday.
and Saturday.
Friday, Saturday.
And then if any of our beautiful listeners are in Baltimore for the Orioles home opener Monday, I will also be there. Jake will not be with me anymore. We'll have left him in Texas. He's
for your
buying a
beloved
ranch
O's.
while we're down there.
Wow. Yeah. No, we have a really fun itinerary planned. We're gonna go to the grassy knoll.
I knew you were going to lead off with
Yeah. Gonna
That
go to a
faithful
rodeo.
Dealey
The
Plaza.
Smiley photoshops are going to go crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Gonna go to a rodeo. Have some barbecue.
Nice.
You know what I don't have, Liam, on the itinerary? A good Tex-Mex place. I gotta find something
That
near
would be
us.
good.
But
Yeah, definitely need that barbecue.
yeah, two ball games. We're gonna try the boomstick.
That's right.
I'm gonna make you guys get the boomstick with me. I don't care.
What's the
How long
boomstick?
is it? Is it a foot?
Well,
2
so
foot?
I don't know if you saw today, Liam. There's now the boomstick tortilla.
Oh, I did not see that.
I texted it to you in the boomstick burrito. So there's a boomstick burger and there's a boomstick burrito, and they're both.
I think whatever seems like the easier.
Yeah, so
Hand-
it's
hand to mouth
26. It's
vehicle.
26 inches, so it's more than 2 feet.
Lord.
Yeah.
What's-
But we're gonna do that. Yeah. Yeah.
I have high hopes for the food in Texas because Seattle really kind of let us down last year.
The chowder was good. I had good. The seafood was good.
Ballpark chowder is crazy.
That's-
Oh no! I didn't know you meant in the park. I thought you meant.
Oh, no, in the park, yeah.
The whole
the
region.
food outside the ballpark was great.
Yeah. No, we had the what was it, like the Mitch Hanna burger?
The
what the fuck was it?
Mitch. And they didn't even have the
Mitch
crickets.
wish. That's what it was.
Mitch wish.
It was pretty good. I actually liked that. I remember enjoying my Mitch
I was
wish.
so pissed they didn't have the crickets.
I was gonna ask about the crickets if they still had.
they're
that.
gone. They don't sell them
They were
anymore.
just like, no, we don't do that anymore.
I,
What are you
yeah,
talking
I was
about?
kind of bullshit about that
I flew
actually.
across the country.
Yeah.
For my deep fried cricket.
I'm excited, guys. How are we feeling?
I'm so excited,
day,
dude.
opening
I'm
day
itching.
Eve.
Fiending for it, my friend. Been
Yeah,
getting itchy, antsy.
I'm ready, man. Because listen, the Celtics are good enough where the regular season is completely boring.
Their games bore me, man.
They're so boring. I mean, great.
20.
You know,
Cool,
I'm
man.
excited
Each
for the
their own if
playoffs.
they like it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. The Pats, that was a blast. And the
We're
and the
gonna be
Bruins,
better this year.
And the Bruins are having the worst season in like 20 years. So I'm ready for my Red Sox.
Absolutely. And again, listen, we've spent months and months and months, saying about how, wanting to be optimistic about this team, and now finally getting to the point where we are optimistic about it. Now we get to enjoy it. We got through the offseason, fellas. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, we made it. Wow.
It's gonna
Today's
be,
the
it's
last.
gonna be an
This is
off-season
the last
back
spring
one,
game,
man.
right? Tonight they don't play
This is
tomorrow.
it. They don't play.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Oh, you know what? I have a take I've been meaning to get off. You ready for this? I hate how the warm weather teams play their last few spring training games in their home ballpark.
I think it makes sense.
Okay. All right, that's fine. I
Travel,
hate it.
might as well just get there.
Fun fact: this is a crazy one, but it's adjacent to your gripe, Jake. 2017, the Red Sox were supposed to play their final spring training game in DC, and Chris Sale was going to at least throw one inning as like a tune-up. It would have been the very first Chris Sale day, but alas, it was rained out, and because it was spring training, they never played it. So
No, they
I'll
never
never
called.
forget it. They
Don't
never
you think
called.
that, like, I don't know how much those, not to be a friend who's too woke, but, like, don't you think that's a good opportunity for fans who, like, might not have an accessible way to go to an actual regular season game? It's like, okay, well, it's still a good way to go to the park, you know what I mean, if it's just a spring training game. I don't know how much those tickets run, but that could be a good, like, hey, if you, like, I saw that the Angels had a Trout hit a homer at Angel Stadium. If someone can't regularly get to Angel Stadium for the regular season, hey, maybe this is a good opportunity for them to go out, catch a ball game, even if it doesn't count.
This is gonna be sound like such an asshole, but that totally was the friend that's too woke, like 100%.
Okay. All right.
I think it's mostly just an excuse so they can be like, hey guys, we're all back. Like, let's play a game, take a day off. Everything's
It's
unpacked.
probably the tickets are probably not that much shit, like because you're at the home park.
No,
Like, I bet
they
it's-
might try to bleed it for every nickel and dime. I could see
Yeah.
that as well. I don't know how much they cost. so
I don't
that
either.
was just-
I don't either. Maybe Fitz, maybe you're right, and maybe
maybe I'm
it's
just
due-
woke enough.
Maybe it is due to wokeness and DEI. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's something.
I'll tell you who's
watching-
not going to win the World Series this year. Pronouns. Song of the week.
Ooh,
Yeah, how about Neon Moon by Brooks and Dunn?
ooh,
Emoji of the week
great
is a
song.
moon. Is a moon.
A moon.
Very
There you go.
neon moon.
Liam, you know one?
It's an amazing song.
Liam, by the way, we're strictly playing 90s country once we
Ooh.
touch down.
Yeah,
Little George Strait,
Some
little Brooks and
Garth,
Dunn,
right?
Some
Yeah.
Garth, some Chris Gaines.
I love
I
Brooks and
had
Dunn,
to.
man.
No, Chris Gaines is rock and roll. He is not country. Chris Gaines
but
is a
it's-
totally different
But
artist.
I'll
so
allow
have
it.
you know.
I'll allow. That's the only other genre of music we're allowed to play is Chris Gaines rock.
If I had 2 dozen roses. That's a good one.
Great song.
Amarillo by morning. That's mine. Love that song.
Liam?
Yeah, fucking love
Mine is in honor of the Severance season 2 finale, "The Windmills of Your Mind."
it. Nice. Fuck, Dozen Roses is such a good song, Fitz. I forgot
It's
about that one.
Great song.
Yeah. I had it for a couple days. I've had my song of the week lined up.
Dozen Roses.
I almost want to pivot to 2 dozen roses, but I don't think I'm going to.
do
'cause
it,
I've-
dude. Take it.
But I'm going to forget the other song.
Take
I don't
it.
wanna-
Oh, sorry.
because it's opening day week, I'm making an exception. Extra song onto Song of the Week, and that's 2 Dozen Roses.
Okay.
But my song of the week, the one that has been stuck in my head, shout out De La Soul, I Know. Great song. It's been stuck in my head for the last couple of days.
Wow. Okay.
Some late 80s boom bap rap a little bit with the Steely Dan sample in there, as well as the Otis Redding sample. It's a real deal. Shout out De La Soul.
You know I love some Steely Dan.
Yes. Who doesn't love Steely Dan?
Wow. 2 Dozen. I'm gonna listen to 2 Dozen Roses the second. Oh my
If I
God,
had
Liam. I'm gonna get
dozen
whipping on a playlist to play in the rental
Oh.
car.
Johnny's going to be so excited.
Windows down. I'm gonna pull into Boot Barn and get our hats. Oh my God, I got chills.
Yeah, I'm excited about the hats. I can't wait.
I can't wait to roll into Boot Barn like a bunch of fucking assholes. Be like, yeah, where are your straw hats?
Yeah. We want hats and boots. It's going to be great.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Is that all we got, gentlemen?
That's all I got, man. Hey,
We
we
made
made
it.
it, boys. Oh.
We ended up making it. I might have to do it on this
We did it!
laptop now. We did it! Yeah.
What they going to say now?
So that's going to do it for this edition of Pod on Lansdowne, the last episode of the off season. The next time we talk to you, we will have real, tangible baseball results to talk about. And I couldn't be more excited. Hopefully this is the best season of Pod on Lansdowne yet.
In history.
Largely
We're taking it to
largely
another
due
level.
in part to the team's success, but also
We're taking
because
it
of
to
the
another
support
level.
of you folks. We truly appreciate you hanging around with us during the off season, and we hope you stick around during the actual regular season. Thank you for those who were in the YouTube chat, especially those who braved the technical difficulties earlier. We do appreciate that, and thank you for listening, no matter where you are. So for Jake, for Mabel, who just bit Jake, for Leon,
Mabel from the Bronx.
the Bronx, the Bodega Dog. No other place has convenience stores. Oh!
Oh.
For Liam, I'm Fitz. You're you. We will talk to you next week after opening day. Until then, go Sox. And obey your mother.
Obey your mother.
Last one of spring training, Liam. This is your dress rehearsal.
Obey your mother.